Are you worried about being listened to or recorded? Hidden listening devices and video recorders are becoming increasingly common, and you might not even know they're there. In this video, I will go over the exact step-by-step process that we use to sweep for covert spy gear like hidden cameras and audio recorders, so let's get started. The first rule of thumb is to be cautious, especially when staying in a hotel, Airbnb, or a Vrbo. While it is unlikely that there is a bug planted, I always suggest assuming you are being recorded and surveilled. However, relax. Odds are in your favor that you're not being recorded. To be 100% sure, though, you need to know how to sweep every room for those hidden devices. Think of it like driving your car and putting on your seatbelt. Chances are you won't need it, but if an accident occurs, you will be glad that you had the seatbelt on, won't you? As I said, always assume you're being recorded until you are certain that all of the rooms are clear of all surveillance equipment. I suggest going room by room with a simple process that I will go over. First, split the room into quadrants or sections. This will help you systematically go through each and every area to ensure you do not miss any spots. Start by standing in the center of the room and do a full visual inspection of the room from that standpoint. Look at it from the perspective of if you were going to hide a bug, where would you hide the bug? This video is sponsored by OREP Insurance and Working PI Magazine. OREP is a leading provider of private investigator liability insurance. Visit orep.org for a quote today. Take notes. Write down any obvious places that you need to look and obvious items that you need to inspect. And draw or sketch the room out and draw lines for logical sections or quadrants. I usually start at the door and then go left, working myself clockwise around the room. Then I go through each section one at a time, inspecting anything and everything for potential spy gear. This methodical approach will help you ensure that no detail is missed or overlooked. As you inspect each section, pay special attention to anything out of place or suspicious. Check for duplicate items like clocks, smoke detectors, coffee pots, unusual holes in the wall or the ceiling, and items positioned in an odd way. Check all electrical outlets and devices plugged into those electrical outlets too. Remember, surveillance equipment requires a power source to operate. If the surveillance is going to be short-term, a day or two, then battery-operated devices are the most likely type to be in place. But if the surveillance is going to be longer-term, many days, weeks, even months, then it is most likely the surveillance equipment will be powered by long-term power supplies like an outlet or a light switch. Devices that run on batteries have very limited lifespans. They may be able to record for 8, 16, 24 hours or even longer, but they are limited by their battery size. And the more they record, the more they draw from the battery. So if it is a highly active area, the batteries will last for shorter periods of time. But if it's most quiet, then the batteries will last longer. This is because most hidden cameras and audio recorders are activated by motion. So when something moves, they start recording. When the movement stops, then they stop recording. This saves both battery life and storage space for the device. Some hidden cameras and recorders could also be activated by sound instead of motion, and I have seen some that are activated by both sound or motion. Now, if there is a long-term surveillance occurring, then those spy devices need to have a long-term power supply. That is why you need to inspect everything that is plugged into any of the outlets in each room. So what are you looking for in the first place? Well, first off, look for duplicate items in the room. Are there 2 alarm clocks? If so, does it make sense that there are 2 alarm clocks? Most hotels will have 1 alarm clock, but I have seen some with 2 or more, 1 on each nightstand. But if they have multiple alarm clocks, they will usually be identical. Are there multiple smoke detectors in one room? Now, don't confuse smoke detectors with carbon monoxide detectors. We often will see a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector in one room, a hallway, or a space. When you inspect them, you need to look carefully for a possible lens or a microphone. Generally speaking, if they have a name brand on them, they are probably okay. Now, I know you can buy name brand smoke detectors and you can put spy gear inside it, but most people will buy those cheap ones online that have no brand markings whatsoever. And if you look closely, you can shine a light toward the holes on the smoke detector. And if there is a camera there, you will see the lens shining in it. Or you could use a lens detector like this one, which will help you detect the lens even easier. You just turn on the flashing infrared lights on the back and then you look through the front and you will see the lens blinking with the flashing lights. I will leave a link below for the Spy Finder Pro so you can check it out for yourself, or you can go to www.howtobeapi.com and go to the PI gear and TSCM section and see all of the bug sweeping gear I recommend. Another thing to inspect are mirrors to see if they are two-way mirrors. But you don't need to inspect all the mirrors. If it's on a wall that is back to a closet or another room that you can go into, then the mirror is probably safe. You want to inspect mirrors that are attached to walls that have rooms on the other side that you can't get into. To inspect a mirror to see if it is a two-way mirror, all you need to do is use your fingertip. If you touch the mirror and the reflection of your finger or fingernail doesn't touch it, you should be safe. There is usually an eighth up to a quarter of an inch of a gap in between the reflection of your fingertip and your fingertip. If there is no gap, then it could be a two-way mirror. Note, the key word is that it could be. It does not necessarily mean that it is a two-way mirror. You can also shine a flashlight through the mirror to see if there's anything behind it. If it is a two-way mirror, most of the time you will be able to see the other side if you do this. Now, some establishments may use metal-backed or tinted glass instead of real mirrors. This will give the impression of it being a two-way mirror. So again, shut off the lights, put a flashlight up right up against the mirror and see if you can see through it. Establishments like bars, restaurants, and yes, hotels and other places use special metal-backed or tinted surfaced mirrors to help from the mirror shattering if it is hit hard, as well to cut down on costs. When you are doing your inspection, make sure you inspect under, behind, and above everything too. Audio recorders do not need to see you to record you. They're often going to be hidden in these locations. I suggest using a good handheld inspection mirror or a camera to do this. I have some of those on my website, www.howtobeapi.com too. But you can just use the regular handheld mirror you use for doing your hair. Just lay it down on the ground, shine a light up into the area you are looking at to see if there's anything that is suspicious. You can also hold it at an angle up against the wall and shine a light behind things like dressers and chairs to see behind them, and you can do the same for the tops of just about anything. Check under and behind any removable cushions on chairs and couches too, and behind curtains. Also, make sure you inspect closets well. If you see unusual holes in walls or other places, make sure you are shining a light into those areas and looking for suspicious devices too. And let's not forget the heater and the air conditioning vents. You can usually shine a light into those areas to inspect them thoroughly. If you want, you can get an inexpensive inspection camera to put in these areas too. I just always caution people, if you're in a hotel, Airbnb, Vrbo, someplace that you do not own, then you probably don't want to take things apart like taking off vent covers. Now, if you would like to learn more about finding hidden cameras and being a private investigator, then check out this video right here.